Hello friends, welcome to SY Academy. In this video, we will going to learn about Grafana, a very important, a very common metric tool, which is used a lot in most of the companies. Please note in this video, we will going to learn about Grafana. We will not going to discuss about the implementation that is discussed in the other video. So what is Grafana? It is an open source tool and it is basically used for monitoring of your services. So just imagine that these are your services. Let's say you have 10 services and you would like to view how your services are behaving. You would like to see their logs, right? You would like to see their logs or what is the latency of each API. Let's say you have one API like add user and you would like to see the latency. That means how much time this API is taking. Or you would like to see what is the what are the number of 5xx errors or 4xx errors which are occurring in a add user API. You can view it through Grafana. These are some of the use cases, but you can do a lot of things for monitoring of your system through Grafana, right? Why it is so important? Because it is open source and used, and you can set it up locally also. So again, Grafana is an open source visualization and observability tool. You can observe your system, you can accordingly take decisions. It connects with multiple data sources. Please note that how Grafana fetch the data. Let's say this is your service, right? And somebody is picking the data from here. Let's say Prometheus. What is Prometheus? Just to say in one line, it is somebody who is picking the data from your services and giving it to Grafana, right? And Grafana is your dashboard, which can be viewed by your site reliability engineers or developers or product managers to view how your services are behaving. So this is how it is. Similarly, you can have multiple sources. Let's take one example of Elasticsearch, and Elasticsearch can also give data. Similarly, you have, let's say, MySQL, right? Or MySQL can be separate also, of course, depending on your architecture. And MySQL can also send data to Grafana, right? So basically, it turns raw metrics into interactive dashboards. So you can see graphs, you can see charts, and accordingly can take decisions, right? Why Grafana? Why it is so important? It you basically unifies common metrics, logs, and traces at one place, and everybody can use it. Usually, what happens? Let's say there is one Grafana tool. It has dashboard of let's say your company is quite big. Let's say you are in Google. Let's take one example, right? I'm taking a very hypothetical example. Let's say in Google, you have 10 teams and your site reliability team, who is handling all the 10 teams, they want a common dashboard of all 10 teams. So using Grafana, you can view data of all 10 teams and each team will have their set of microservices, right, will have their set of microservices and everything will be visible on Grafana. So all your SRE, site reliability engineers, or any specific team which observes or monitor your system can have one URL of Grafana and can view everything related to your company, right? And basically all the teams monitoring. The boards are very customizable. That means you would like to see, let's say, 4xx errors. You can view it. Somebody else would like to see 2xx errors. Basically, these are not errors. Usually, success case also are included in 200 if you know about HTTP status. And somebody else would like to maybe see P95 and somebody else would like to see P97, right? Depending on the scenario, you can view it through Grafana. Also, it works with on-prem. On-prem means if you have your own servers, right? You have your own machines, your own cloud, right? Or it could work with the cloud data sources also, which means AWS can also send data, Azure can also send data, GCP, which is Google Azure, Google Cloud Platform, can also send data. And again, since it's open source, so it's a strong community. A lot of plugins are also present in the market, which can enhance your interactive experience on Grafana. And that's why everybody is using Grafana in market. Key features, it is multi-source integration. That means Prometheus, Loki. Loki is for basically logs. InfluxDB, MySQL, right? Everybody can send data to your Grafana. You can view it through graphs, heat maps, gauges, tables, right? Pie charts, and can take decisions. You can set up alerts and monitoring also. Like you can set up that, let's say, if my if my number of errors, right? Number of errors are more than 10 in last 1 hour, for add user API, right? Then send me alert on Slack on this particular channel. Send email to this particular email ID. You can configure it and your team can take decisions. Like, right? This is called as alerting and you can get notifications. Role-based access also is there. That means one team can view their own data, other team can view their respective data. And a lot of plugins are present in the market which can enhance your experience on. Now, Grafana architecture, it is pretty simple. Please note that Grafana cannot pull data by itself. It needs help of Prometheus, Loki, or Elasticsearch. Uh, though I've given basic understanding like Loki is for logging, Prometheus is for fetching the metric information from your services. But we will go into detail of each of these in the coming videos. Grafana core, there is a query engine and visualization board. Once you have all the data, then this query engine picks the data from Prometheus. Then you have dashboards and alerts which are shown to the users, right? Grafana as service is having its own UI, it's having its own backend, but since we are engineers, we don't want to go into that detail. Common use cases are you want to do application monitoring. That means how your Java, Node.js, or microservices are behaving. You can know it through Grafana. You can also do infrastructure monitoring. What is the difference between application and infrastructure monitoring? In application monitoring, how your services are behaving. Let's say your Java application or your threads are misbehaving, your Java application is taking a lot of memory, right? So those things you can view it through application monitoring, and usually it is the responsibility of developers or their engineering managers. They look into this. Infrastructure monitoring is how your servers are behaving. How is their health? Are they even up? How many pods are there, right? How many servers are up? So you can view this information also, and usually responsible teams are DevOps for this. You can look into the business KPIs and analytics. For example, how many users tried to came into your system, like add user API, right? Add user means these are the users who are added into my system, right? You can view like last 24 hours or last 30 days. So very good metrics you can get, and you can show it in your leadership calls also. So you can get a lot of business KPIs and analytics. Also, you can do log exploration to check what are the issues in your system, and it is usually done through Loki and Elasticsearch. You can do tracing also, and Tempo is used for that. By tracing, I mean what does it mean is, let's say you have a microservice architecture, right? And these are the services. S1 is calling S2, S2 is calling S3, S3 is calling S4. So a same request is passing through multiple microservice, right? So you can trace it how it is behaving in each service. If T1 is present here, here, but not present in S4, that means something wrong has happened in S4, or S3 sent something incorrect. So that is the importance of tracing. Grafana, Prometheus, New Relic, what is the difference? Though I will go very fast and cover only basics here, because each of these demands a separate video, but still people get confused. So I would like to tell you here. What is the purpose of Prometheus? Prometheus is for metric collection only and alerting only, right? You can just know that this is for metric only, metric collection. What is Grafana? Grafana shows you metrics, logs, and traces. But please note it use other data sources to show data. So just to simply speaking, Grafana is the UI which you see. If I say it in terms of this simple UI that you are seeing is Grafana. And Prometheus is the guy who is giving you this data, right? Though please note that Prometheus, since it is having all the data, so you can set alerts also using Prometheus. And Prometheus is getting data from your respective services, respective servers, right? What is New Relic? New Relic is a big tool, right? It is not free, it is not open sourced. You can get everything in New Relic, all metrics, logs, traces, application monitoring, right? You can observe the system. So New Relic, you can say it's a better tool, but it is a paid tool, right? Demo setup, I will do in the next videos. Basically, you can set it up very easily with the Spring Boot application, and Prometheus will get the data from your application, and Grafana will show Prometheus data on a dashboard. Now, what are the pros and cons of using Grafana? Pros are free and open source. Very important thing, right? If you have a startup, you don't want to spend money in New Relic, right? It is highly flexible dashboards. You can view or change accordingly. It has wide integration support. You can get data from Prometheus, MySQL, InfluxDB, Locky, Tempo, right? Now, what are the disadvantages of Grafana? It needs Prometheus or other data sources. So basically, you need to understand what is Locky. I mean, some of you must be thinking, what is Locky? What is this? What is this Tempo, right? Which I explained. But Tempo is for tracing, Locky is for logging, right? What is this Prometheus? Prometheus is someone who is fetching the data. So you need all these tools or metrics, data sources to show data. Grafana in itself is useless. I mean, it's a dashboard, but it needs data from somebody, right? If it is not having data, then it is totally useless, right? Steeper learning curve than SaaS tools. Yes, yes, but please note that it is not a too steep curve. I mean, it's a basic knowledge, and even if you're not a IT person, right? Even then you can understand Grafana very easily. Lastly, conclusion, Grafana is for best visualization tool. It works very well with Prometheus, Loki, and Tempo. But if you want everything and if you have money, you will use New Relic without any doubt. Also, some teams use New Relic Grafana both, right? And for open source, your do-it-yourself monitoring, you will use Grafana and Prometheus, right? So that's it. Also, if you want to, again, if you want to set up uh, for your local application, Grafana and Prometheus you can use because both of them are open source. So that's it. Hope Grafana topic is pretty much clear to you. If you have any question, feel free to ask me in the comment section. Thank you.